Hello folks and modelers. Today I'll be bringing you a build update and also a completion update of the Bell AH-1 / AB-47 at 172 scale from Italeri. So this kit I did a review about 2 weeks ago, and I did not bring you a halfway build update since I thought I could complete it up fast. So yeah, but it did take 2 weeks and it is completed now. So this kit is I thought it was gonna be a straightforward, easy build, but it didn't turn out that way. It was I would say it was a bit quite difficult in certain areas. So let me just get into some explanations on that. So this is the entire helicopter, and so as usual, Italeri kits are not basically the instructions are not so I would say it's not so clear, because the reason being they do not use a CAD drawing. Like for example, like these kind of things, it doesn't really tell you exactly where it goes, and all these the exhaust pipes, because these are all using, I believe it's using Illustrator software rather than the CAD software that was used to design the kit. So I, of course, I needed to figure out where things goes, and I think this is one of a, it's a good reference to know, where this kind of thing goes. I did look at this quite a bit instead of the instructions, and yeah, and the way I did this, the cockpit and the canopy part was maybe not the right way. So I didn't want to do masking on the canopies. So in fact, I painted the cockpit fuselage first, but it ended up this all these canopy parts, the doors and the window, there were gaps everywhere on the corners, like here. So I ended up doing a lot of putty work after I glued this canopy onto the fuselage, and the canopy does not fit to this fuselage piece. Basically, I think the reason being, it is curved at all edges. So I did a lot of sanding on both sides. So ended up there were gaps, on this corner, So I did have to fill in the putty. And since all these pieces were already painted, it did sort of mess up a bit on these areas. But that is why I have done quite a heavy weathering to conceal all the the bad spots. So this is the bottom. And of course, sticking this canopy to this fuselage was not easy, because only certain edges were touching. So I did use a lot of glue, and yeah, some glue smeared. And over here, I think you can see this is a fingerprint mark. I did try to sand it off, but I didn't want to do too much because it would take the paint and the decal off. So, you know, I just did lots of weathering to hide all the glue smearing and yeah, things like that. So yeah, I think that canopy part would be, I would say, the most difficult. And all these the frame edges, I did a freehand painting. And this skeleton fuselage is it's quite fragile. So, and you have to clean all the way. There were flashes, and I think some of the beams were a bit thick. So I did lots of shaving off and cleaning on the fuselage. So for the gun, I used the double machine gun, and I did also complete up the single one, but I'm not using these. I think the double would look better. So anyway, this helicopter is I think is a Vietnam era helicopter, and I did not glue this rotor blade so that, you know, I can, but it's quite wobbly, it's not sitting straight, so at least I can move it around to position it. For the rear rotor blade, it's not glued, but it's quite tight into this hole over here. So that's it. Yeah, it's completed. Not too straightforward, I guess. And there are parts balance. I think this is for the other version, and there's another skid here. This is without the wheel. So these are the, you know, things left over. This is the fuel tank. And for this kit, there were decals provided for these rotor blades here, but I painted these because I only realized there were these red and white strips given, but they didn't provide for the black. And for this main rotor blade, these yellow lines are decal. I discovered it, you know, after I looked at the decal sheet, so I used it. I don't really know if it's supposed to be that way, but anyway, I have just stick it like that. Okay, so now let's do a size comparison, and I do have all my other 1/72 scale helicopters laid out here, and so let's quickly do a size comparison. So here we have this is a Sea King, so, and it's quite a big helicopter. So this one is a really small helicopter. If we can compare it to the Osprey here, it looks really tiny. And then we have this giant Sea Dragon here. So you can see that, yeah, how big this Sea Dragon is compared to the Bell. Okay. And also there are two helicopters here from the old days, which I built when I was a teen. So we have the Apache and also the Black Hawk. Yeah, so yeah, that's how it would look like. Yeah. And recently, in fact yesterday, while I cleaned up all these other helicopters which I took out from the shelf, I noticed something which I didn't know until now. Okay, so just off the topic for a while, these are all Hasegawa kits, and I realized that when I had the I have my fan, my ceiling fan on, and then this Apache, the blades were actually sort of rotating. So let me just show you this thing here. It does rotate under the fan. So that was quite interesting, because I did not know until now. And in fact, the reason why it's rotating is when I looked at the blades are actually sort of angled, which, yeah, I think which is what the real helicopter does when they take off. The blades are not flat. So that was an interesting thing which I discovered. But anyway, that's a bit off topic. Today actually is just a kit review and completion of this bell. And yeah, so there you go. And then there's one more thing which I need to show you. And the reason why I built this kit is because, let me just get my Antarctica ship. In fact, while I was building this ship, I think maybe a couple of years ago, on this ship there is this Bell helicopter, but this is at 1/350 scale. So when I built this ship, I thought this helicopter was quite interesting. So yeah, but this is the one with the the skids are with this like a float, so that they can land on the sea. It's just a different version. So when I built that 350 scale, I thought that was quite interesting, and then I saw this 172 scale kit. So that is the reason why I bought this kit. So anyway, that's all for my kit update and size comparison for the Bell AH-1 AB-47 from Italeri. So yeah, I hope you like this video, and if there's anything you would like to comment, maybe you can just let me know in the comment section, and I'll get back to you. So that's all for today. Hope you like this, and as usual, happy modeling and cheers for now. Goodbye.